been led to share messages, share some of my experiences, to share things that I'm working through. For like the last couple of months, but I have not successfully posted anything yet. I just feel scared, I guess, and also I've learned that I'm super critical of myself, and so I guess that's what I want to talk about today, because it has been such a hindrance for me in completing things and in taking steps forward that are necessary for me to be happy with myself, be happy with my life. Like when I look over my life, I have been successful in some things, and I have achieved some things that felt out of my reach, or that I never thought I would. But I realize now that I was reaching for those things, trying to accomplish those things because I thought that I couldn't. And even though I was able to convince myself that I could and do the work to reach those places, accomplish those goals, whatever the case may be, ultimately it didn't last because I still didn't believe in myself. Because my programming and my conditioning that is still in there somewhere feels that I'm inadequate, feels that I don't deserve a lot of the things that come my way, or opportunities that cross my path, or things that I reach out for. And also just the things that God shows me in my future. I feel like there always feels like such a huge gap in between where I am and what it would take for me to get there. And that is just based on how I see myself and what I've heard about myself and believed, And so yeah, I'm working through that. I am consciously trying to recognize when I'm stopping myself from doing something that I know is good for me. Am I doing it? Am I, stopping or pausing or, scrapping an idea because it's not in alignment? Or am I scrapping it because I'm afraid that the outcome won't be good enough? And, like another thing that I realize now is I am naturally talented in a lot of areas, and because of that, I feel like sometimes it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for me to shock myself. Like I'll try something one time or a couple of times, and the output, okay, for instance, let me give examples, like me making my first song, or maybe not my first, but like my first completed song. I was shocked. Like I really could not believe, wow, I did that. And I think it speaks to me really not knowing and seeing myself, and not knowing and seeing the person that other people see, which has been not good for me. I feel like a lot of the experiences that I've had, having people talk down on me or treat me badly or exclude me from things, I internalized those experiences as me not being good enough. I didn't realize that people were treating me that way because I intimidated never thought, because my self-esteem for most of my life has been like underneath the floor. So I would have never guessed, even though I do receive compliments from some people, and I feel like the compliments that I have received and the people that have poured into me, even though I appreciated those things, I never really believed them, because that's not how I saw myself, and that is not what was spoken into me. I was criticized a lot when I was growing up, and I feel like it kind of just gave me the mindset of I can't do anything right. And so I have carried that into adulthood, and it halts so many great things that I could be bringing into the world, because I'll get the idea, but then I don't believe that I can execute it. And then the times that I do muster up the guts to follow through, it is just to combat the voice that's telling me that I can't do it. So I still don't believe it. It's kind of like my ego wanting to fight back. And like I said, that doesn't materialize well, because eventually like that stamina fades, and it's not a solid foundation. So I have just been seeing myself in a different light lately, and honestly kind of surprised at who I've been and who I am, and like shocked that it has taken me this long. I'm 33. I just turned 33 like a week ago. Just shocked that it took me this long to start to see who I really am. And not that who I am makes me better than anyone or worse than anyone, but just to really believe the value that I have and the value that I have added to other people's lives, and the fact that that is the reason why I was getting treated certain ways, not because I was inadequate. I don't really have all the solutions. I mean, I know like affirmations are good, commands are good. I feel like I've just been healing my heart a lot lately, experiencing a lot of things that in the past, I feel like I would have been broken by, but I've been praying to God that I can keep my heart open as I experience and transmute certain situations, and also just like processing things that I experienced a long time ago. Just not allowing it to close my heart again, because it hurts. It physically hurts. Like my heart hurts at times when I am doing my inner child healing and just thinking back on a lot of the experiences that I had. And it does get hard. It can be hard when you're trying to let go of the things, because I know for me, I don't like to hold things against people. I'm not a person that enjoys holding a grudge. It doesn't serve me well at all. But I think something that I've had to learn how to give myself permission for is to feel whatever the emotions and the feelings and the grievances are, so that I can actually process the things. and knowing that acknowledging how I've been abused or how I've been hurt or how I was spoken to or how just all of the things that I experienced, acknowledging them is not a sign of disrespect. It doesn't mean that you hate someone, you know. It doesn't mean that you can't forgive them or that you won't forgive them. It doesn't even mean that you haven't forgiven someone, because there are things that I know I have already moved through. But sometimes, just acknowledging things can be triggering to people. Just the fact that you're willing and able to say the things out of your mouth when your voice has been suppressed for so long, people kind of get used to, being able to shut you up or being able to operate in a way where things can just exist in the shadows, and they get so used to that version of you that it's uncomfortable when you can acknowledge the things and face things head on. And so that has been interesting for me in my inner child healing, just healing in general. I feel like I've been losing a lot of people, family, mostly family, not so much friends, but I've been losing a lot of family connections due to me being in a space of wanting to hold people accountable. And it has hurt, but I'm really proud of myself. I think because I am nurturing the relationship with myself for the first time, I'm learning that it's okay if people don't want to be in my life or if people don't want to communicate, because me hurting myself by holding things in or hurting myself by accepting behavior that I don't deserve just to keep the peace is no longer serving me. It hurts me more than anything, because at that point I'm betraying myself. And I have learned that me betraying myself is worse than someone outside of me betraying me, because then you start to not trust yourself, and then you can't trust what direction you should be going in, and you can't trust other people. It just spills into so many things. So yeah, it has definitely been an interesting journey over, I guess I'd say, like the last 2 years, but definitely worth it. Definitely not the end, but I also know that I'm on my way. I've definitely made a dent in the things that were super heavy on me, and I look forward to maybe sharing some of the things that I've tried at a later time, spiritually, so that maybe someone that is going through similar things could implement some things on their own. I have tried counseling multiple times, and I have been more successful in my self-healing journey and just allowing God to work with me and through me, and giving me opportunities to face certain things, giving me opportunities to release certain things. And for me, that has helped me more than therapy itself. So yeah, I guess I want to start highlighting these things. So if you or anyone that you know is wanting to work through things like childhood sexual abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, low self-esteem, that you can be aware of of some options that are not super costly, that don't require you having to involve a lot of other people, if you're dealing with things that you're not comfortable talking about, but just things that you can do with yourself and with God. So yeah, I look forward to, I guess, starting this journey of sharing, and I will make another video soon.